First Peter 1:8. Whom having not seen ye love, in whom though now ye see him not, yet believing ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls. I want to give all the glory, honor, and praise to our Heavenly Father, whose only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakat Kodash, Shalom, Laha Bakariim. All right. Peace to the elect. All right. And and in this chapter and verse, this book chapter and verse, right, it touches on us not being able to see the Lord, but yet still loving the Lord. All right. And that's how much faith that we have. And he said, like, wisdom, wit, and coming to a malicious soul. So those that truly seek him, he was going to give them knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to know what it means to really love him, and worship him in spirit and truth. All right. And it's as it says, unspeakable joy, right? We have a joy that you can't even put into words or describe. Okay. Knowing that what we put our faith in is coming to pass. It's coming into fruition. You know, things that, we look forward to. We look forward to the kingdom, you know, because of the work that we put in, which our labors, he wouldn't put the labor on us that we couldn't do, you know. But this flesh is this flesh that, uh, it afflicts us, okay? Because yes, you want to do righteous. I believe even mostly most wicked people want to do righteous, but it's those that the Lord put on His spirit to do His will. All right, on the right hand side, which everybody doing His will, whether right or left hand side. Okay, but it's a reward for those that's coming on the right hand side from Him. All right, not one of judgment, chastisement, but one of pleasant things, goodly things, things that we look forward to because we put the faith into Him. You know, and ultimately looking for the salvation of our soul. All right, because if you paying attention right now, the pestilences are starting to grip the earth more and more. All right, we got a brand new one, and it's just ironic that every 6 years there's a new one. Okay, and we knew what happened in 2020. All right, so of course now being in 2026, it's right on time, if you will, in the increments. Okay, and this one has a higher mortality rate. So you know the plagues are not slack. The Lord is not a man that he shall lie. Okay, the Lord, he he's fulfilling his will upon the earth, and we seeing it day by day. All right, the wars and the rumors of wars are still wars going on. There's rumors of wars, and it's quiet. And that's a lot more things that's happening that's quiet. All right, people getting snatched up left and right. Young maidens. Like these are the signs of the times and the things that were supposed to come to pass before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Okay, right. I want to go to the book of Luke, chapter 17, and verse 21. Neither shall they say, "Lo here," or "Lo there," for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. Right. It's come with like. Well, let me finish it up. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it. And they shall say to you, see here or see there. Go not after them, nor follow them. For as the lightning that lighteneth out of the one part under heaven shineth unto the other part under heaven, so shall also the Son of Man be in his day. You know what I mean? Listen to nature. But first, must he suffer many things, right? And this is, going back and be rejected of this generation, Salaki. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. Whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Come. And that's going into his life right now as we speak. All right. Knowing that in the days of Lot, fire came and rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah. And America itself is Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. So what is he going to do to this place, which is a lot more perverse than the past days? All right. He going to rain fire down upon it. All right. Which is going to come by way of thermonuclear destruction and laser beams like Independence Day. All right. Which is all prophesied in the Holy Scriptures. As in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the later days, the latter days, which is now. All right, people marrying, they giving into marriage, they're eating, they're drinking, they living it up. All right, because even when the plagues hit and the famines hit, it's still gonna be people that's gonna eat. You got people that got bunkers, you got people that's been stocking up. They still gonna be, doing the do, if you will. But when it come down to it, the Lord gonna judge this place. All right, irregardless of what the rest of the world think, mainly Babylon and Sodom and Egypt. All right, and if you're paying attention, if you're looking, you would see these things because the Lord said that we would know. We wouldn't know the exact day and time, but we would know the signs. And the signs and the symbols are in the sun and the moon, in the earth. We talking about the plagues, which slacketh not. All right, more plagues is hitting the earth. It's things happening that we not privy to understand and know just yet, but they're happening regardless. Okay, and I'm gonna touch more into Lot. All right, because those are heavy times, man. Lot got saved out of that godforsaken town, city, and in the neighboring cities as well. You know, so it's a beautiful time to be looking forward to the Lord, because most of these people not looking forward to the Lord coming. They looking forward to the things of this world. But the fashion of this world is not so, and it's gonna burn away. It's gonna consume away. All right, this Western world, this Western society. All right, and it doesn't have much time left. It's on its last legs. Okay, but the elect shall be delivered. Okay, hence the Lord name, our Savior name, Yahweh Shai. He delivered. He the deliverer. Okay, so speaking a lot. All right, I'm gonna go to Genesis chapter 19. Genesis 19, and I want to say 26. Salakia. Genesis 19 and 26. know what? I'm gonna start up at 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. Right. So he burned up everything. That's why up until this day, nothing grows there. In fact, there's still sulfur, a pure form of sulfur down there. All right, which left as a memorial. All right, verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham get up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. Right, that's what's gonna happen to America, but a whole lot worse. Okay, because their works, and that was a sacrifice. But this one is going to be even more of a sacrifice because it's magnified. It's not going to be just 5 cities. We're talking about a whole landmass, all right, that's going to get judged by heat that's like what 200 times hotter than the sun. Okay, something out of this world. Because the Lord he made these things. These are his arrow. These are his instruments of judgment. All right, and he put it in those people to do what they do. They don't know that they're in control to do it, but that's what he did. Okay, Salakia. So and it's theorized that it's a pillar of salt still over there that might be a actual body of Lot's wife. All right, which I was just going in my head saying that got to be a Job wife, because you know see the Lord, man, the Lord got a sense of humor, man. And his ways not our ways. He don't think like men. Okay, people want to question what's what, but they didn't create the foundations of this earth. So what they gotta say means absolutely blase, man. Nothing. Nothing. All right. I'm gonna get one more. And we should be looking toward the Lord, looking toward the heavens. Look up for our redemption draweth nigh. All right. Because our salvation is gonna come from above. The kingdom is within us too. Okay. Because the Lord dwells with his saints and his elect. Luke chapter 21. And I'm gonna go to 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and the moon, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, the stress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming to the on the earth. For the power of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And that cloud will be a chariot, because the chariots actually disguise himself in the clouds. And I actually just broke my phone, which I have an actual picture of a chariot as a cloud, and it was perfectly symmetrical and everything. All right. Verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right. So the fact that we should be looking up and looking toward the things and paying attention and seeing these signs as we are proves that we would be the ones that would be getting delivered, because this is what our faith, you know, this is what our faith requires, you know, for us to look toward the heavens, look toward the Lord and his guidance. And we got eyes that can see and ears that can hear, all right? Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai. Kohalor Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash, Shalom, Bakariam, Shalom Yasharala, Shalom.